just did the triple 20 plus 1 party that Jazelle threw. Did you know about it?
What party?
You didn't get invited?
I was not invited. I wasn't invited to Karen's birthday party, and I am very disappointed about that. Because everyone knows that me and Karen are very close.
Karen, you're trying to be shady, telling her she wasn't invited. And I don't have any issues with Kay. Okay, Kay? I think Karen is really putting everyone in an uncomfortable position. But she did it, so here we are.
Time to be there.
Oh, Lord.
First and foremost, I've been to a GNA event. So I am staying here right now, watching Karen get her award. Sorry! Not sorry.
What's up, y'all? It's Brian Keith, and I'm back with another video. Today, we're going to talk about the Real Housewives of Potomac, and the season is very good. I'm not even going to hold you. I like the fact that, you know, it seems like there's organic drama going on. It's not anything that's like made up or anything that's like super fucking dark. Like last season was super dark due to Giselle's antics. But we're about to get into it because I have some questions for the girls, right? Karen, Jazelle, Wendy, let's talk. But y'all like, comment, subscribe. Let's get into the video.
Yeah, let me check my shit real quick. Hotter than the fire coming out my flaming lips. You wanna play with me? You can't play in me. On the playground, bitch, you can't play with me. Got it, want it, securing the bag.
All right, so we, you know, end up where we left off. Mia gets up, she's in the bathroom, and she's not just like, oh, no. She's boo the fuck hooing. I said, goddamn.
Don't let anybody. You know how good of a mother you are.
Like, did this really hit a chord, girl? Like, what's going on? Like, she was just like, you know, I'm a great mother, and you know, Jazzy and Jacqueline is trying to console her, and I'm just like, okay, cool, fine, blah blah. So we go back in the table, and they're just like, look, I didn't question her mothering. That's not what I did. I was just saying, like, Gordon was obviously upset when he went on TMZ, and like I told y'all last year, I'm on Gordon's side. You're not gonna sit up here and have, like, if I have a kid, and you know, let's say in the future I have a kid, and you know, somebody was like, oh, well, you need to question the paternity because that's my baby. Not only is that disrespectful, a slap in the face, bitch, this is my child.
You know, it hurts. That's like an avenue that I don't ever want anybody to ever question. Because my babies, they're good.
It's just disrespectful. And I feel like Mia is not understanding and grasping that this random man came back into your life a year ago. And let's say a year ago, because, you know, we heard some things on the street. But girl, like, you're not even taking into account Gordon's feelings. And she said, well, you know, we're doing this for Gordon, we're doing that for Gordon. But girl, this man saying that that's his child still. And I think I was calling him Ike. I think it's Ink. But Ink, spell it I-N-C. Hey, whatever. So, you know, Jazelle finishes the hat, and she says, Wendy, I'm gonna give you this bucket hat. Because, you know, Mia came back to the table, they apologized, you know, woo.
Wendy? Oh, Lord Jesus. Our relationship, oh God, has been in a bucket. Okay. I would like for us to get to a better place. Me too.
She's like, Wendy, I'm gonna give you this bucket hat because right now our friendship's in the bucket. And she's like, but I want to invite you out to lunch. I want us to get back to a better space, girl. We'll see what happens. So cool, cute.
So we can try to do that. Okay, but until then, I'm gonna give you this bucket hat. Oh!
And you know, all the new girls got the derby hats. And I'm with Vivian, Karen's friend. I'm surprised why she didn't become like a friend of. We see a lot of her. We've been seeing a lot of her more than Kay, but we do see Kay this episode, so shout out to that. Giselle invites all the girls to a GNA event, and you know what happened at the last GNA event? Ghetto. So she was like, yeah, let's all go to this GNA event. It's gonna be so nice.
You all to an event. It's called GNA Fusion.
So we segue over and we see, we actually see Stacy with her daughter, and like she was just saying, like, you know, my daughter, she's trilingual. We see her over here talking, and she gives us a little bit of a backstory and peer behind like the curtain of her relationship. She's like, look, I have a house in DC, but I also have an apartment in DC as well. She was like, you know, when my husband's in town, I'm going, you know, to work in, you know, downtown DC in my apartment, but when he's out of town, you know, I go back to the house and we'll do it. That's how we try to co-parent. She's basically saying that she's not telling her daughter that they're basically separated. They're gonna wait till everything's finalized, then say, which I totally understand. That my parents was like that as well. I didn't really know the full parameters of everything until we moved. Once we moved and then my dad wasn't there, that's when it sunk in. I'm just like, okay. So that's when all the questions start happening, right? It was just like question after question after question after question. Question after question after question after question after question after question. I was very curious. I'm a very inquisitive type of child. So I was over here asking questions. There was a situation that happened between my mom and my dad that I would not speak about because it was very traumatic for me. And I don't think they will want to relive it. And it's not my personal business to bring up. But it was very traumatic that I vividly saw as a child. And that was the determining factor of when my parents got divorced.
You're biracial. Indeed. Okay,
Yes.
like Arabella. Yeah, I identify as a black woman. Right. Yeah.
So we segue over and we see Ashley and Stacy having a conversation about basically, racial identity. And, Ashley obviously identifies as a black woman, but she also brings up that, her kids, it's going to be hard for them to identify as little black boys, just because of how they look. Obviously, they look like Michael. So then she says she's trying to do whatever she has to do to keep her kids exposed to their black side. And Stacy basically piggybacks off that as well because she said, in the German culture, they're very proud of being German. So her daughter is very proud of that. So she wants her daughter to also carry being proud to be a black little girl and, growing up to be a proud black woman as well.
As a biracial woman myself, growing up, I was privileged that I was raised around the black side of my family.
So I think this is a very important conversation to have on the show because, this is a part of people's lives.
Love someone, okay, but he is a devout Christian, okay, so we are not intimate.
Then transport over and we see Jazelle and Wendy sit down. So, Wendy comes in with her little fur. All I see with Wendy is fur and titties. I said, okay.
Eat it like that?
Yeah.
That looks a mess.
Okay, well, thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, we'll be honest.
Jazelle, it's very awkward at first. But they talk about their friendship and how Jazelle feels that sometimes when Wendy's in a argument, when Wendy is in a battle, a verbal battle with someone, or a verbal joust, as you can say, Wendy can be very dismissive, belittling. She will beat you down verbally. But I always think of, if we are arguing, I don't give a fuck about what you got going on.
When you're angry, it's like I'm coming at you very condescending, and that has always just been nothing that I like.
Now, let's go back a little bit, right? Jazelle, you've talked about Wendy's body. You called her basically vapid. You talked about her husband over here liking booty models and alleging that her husband was cheating on her. You basically played in her face for 2 seasons. You conspired with Ashley.
And someone came knocking at your door. Jazelle told me how there is this fabricated article about Eddie having an affair or something.
But it was what it was. And you then talked about her motherfucking mother. You said you didn't, but girl, we got on camera that you did. Right? Right. You basically called her mother like a witch. Oh, she's playing with demonic stuff. That's what you said last year. Literally what, episode 4? So my whole thing is there's a lot of stuff that has been said on both sides, right? Wendy, you have said a plethora about Jazelle, which I feel like is warranted, but that's just my opinion. I know there's a lot of Jazelle fans. Woo-doo-woo-woo. I am not. I'm not going to ignore the fact that I feel like Jazelle definitely is a little bit more softer. But I would love for them to throw back Candace in, because I always think if Candace was here, how would the dynamic work, right?
I do not like the way I feel like you sometimes try to alienate people.
Okay.
So they basically come to an amends of, you know what? We're not going to be best friends, because Giselle's like, oh, we're bestie. She's like, we got this bestie energy. I'm just like, fake as fuck. Like, girl, y'all literally was just beefing. Like, beefing. And this is literally like 2 months, 3 months after the reunion. After y'all was over here cussing each other out. Right? So she's like, this bestie energy. And Wendy's like, girl, no, it's not bestie energy. My whole thing with Wendy is like, if it's organic, like you say it is, then let it be organic. And I can respect that. But my whole thing is, I just don't want you to let your guard down and then you're gonna look dumb as fuck. Like, cause I'm trying to tell you, that's where the road is leading. It's leading to Wendy's gonna look dumb as fuck at the reunion, right? So now we segue over to Karen's house and she's prepping with the girls. We see Kay walk in and Kay looks fly. I love Kay. I loved her ever since her first season last year and her introduction.
Thank you. Oh, thank you, Kay. Wait, honey. The outfit is giving.
And you know, I hate the fact that I feel like she got this spot because of the last year GNA with that Sesame Street girl. And I hate the fact that all that stuff has happened. And you know, Karen's just like, this is my girl. You see her calling her in the confessional. I love that. It seems very genuine.
I am in confessionals right now and you are being taped. I love you, bye.
Because Kay got assaulted. And now they ain't gonna hold you. Kay did beat that girl down. Kay was whooping ass. Ain't gonna hold you. But Kay did get assaulted. And she has a cut on her forehead. And Karen went with her. So it bonded them because she's like, look, I'm gonna be here for you. And it is a scary situation when you have for your face.
With you. Is Kay okay?
For you to take that ride from me and that you just jumped right into that and see me in that moment because I was scared.
So, you know, shout out to them. And I feel like they have an organic, as Nene would say, friendship. Karen was like, you didn't show up to my birthday party. What was up with that? And Key was like, I didn't get no invite. So we see a flashback of Karen like, are you gonna invite Key? And Jazelle was like, I only got a certain amount of spots. But it's funny how everybody and their mama got a spot but Key.
At the triple 20+1 party that Jazelle threw, did you know about it?
What party?
You didn't get invited?
I was not invited.
And we know that Jazelle tried to throw the blame onto Key and Deborah. When it's like, no. You try to hold Candace, Key, and Deborah accountable when they were over here in the section. Deborah walked her happy, lanky ass over there and started saying, you want to have a conversation with me? Girl, no. She don't want to talk to you. She don't fuck with you. You accuse her husband of trying to fuck you. So why would she want to have a conversation with you? And she said, girl, get this Sesame Street character, get this vermin out of my face. And everybody's like, oh, it's a choice of words. Girl, I don't give a fuck about none of that. Because I'm trying to ignore your ass and you keep antagonizing. So when I slap the shit out you, I mean, I ain't got to slap the shit out you. Key did. Okay. But let's not go backwards.
Invited to Karen's birthday party, and I am very disappointed about that because everyone knows that me and Karen are very close.
You know, Key is dating a guy. You know, they're starting to live together, so she's really apprehensive about it because she's just like, you know what, this is kind of new. And we found out that she had a fiance 9 years ago, but he tragically passed away. And that is so, like, the more we learn about her, the more I'm really liking her. Shout out to her. I would love to see her and Candace on the same season again as Housewives, right?
Currently, I moved into Greg's home until the new home is finished. I'm excited about us sharing a space. I don't have to pack my little whole bag every night anymore.
But, you know, we see her confessional, that Rose confessional, girl, she ate down gorgeous. Love. The blonde that she had.
You look a mess.
Not so much. I didn't like it so much. But it was, you know, Karen goes over to Giselle's house. And Karen basically tells her, you know, I appreciate you throwing my birthday party. You know, I love the fact that you threw this Inquisition party for me.
Inquisition attitude party that you set up. Inquisition of who? Me. Which was messy, Giselle.
And Giselle's like, what are you talking about? Karen's like, girl, you're being messy. You over here put the non-alcoholic drinks and the whole... First of all, Ashley, shout out to you for the whole Uber cars. I just clocked that later on. Yeah. So it was just like little things people poking at her. But my whole thing with Karen is you're the queen of deflection. And I wanted to go more onto this last episode, but Karen, you are the absolute queen of deflection. You sat your ass up here and flipped the conversation onto Mia. Mia, you fell for it. Because Mia, I would be damn. How the fuck you gonna talk about my parenting or whatever, or if I jeopardize whatever of my children when you
crash into a motherfucking tree?
Girl, you no bitch with a DUI can tell me shit. You just got a DUI, you gonna try to tell me about my choices? Let's talk about your choices. Yeah, man. But girl, no bitch with a DUI that just got one, headlines left and right, gonna tell me about anything about me. The fuck? We pander over and, you know, we see all the girls getting ready for the GNA event.
I got an invitation to this like 3 months ago from someone else. And guess who wasn't on the list? Karen the Freak Huger.
We find out that later on that day, Karen has a award that same time. So Karen's is at like 7, and Jazelle in there is at 7 as well. And all the girls are just like, girl, what the fuck is she doing? Like, you put us in a compromising position because now we have to pick and choose.
The best intentions, I think Karen is really putting everyone in an uncomfortable position. But she did it, so here we are.
And me, I'm not doing both. I could do both, but I know how this shit go. I'm picking one. If I'm going to Jazelle, I'm going to Jazelle. If I'm going to Karen, I'm going to Karen. So I feel like Key and Wendy played it smart, right? The other girls, I get it. Y'all try to, do what you got to do. But I have to, and y'all might hate me for this, I have to a little bit see where Jazelle is coming from. Don't sit up here and, well, I'm just going to come for a little bit and da-da-da-da-da. When this is for like a special cause. When she said like, this is about my dad, we rebranded our GNA to like, basically memento for my father.
Play it a little bit by ear because I do think people are just trying to balance the line. Maybe they'll surprise us and come at 7:30. Okay.
Help with brain cancer, brain tumors, and be with this society. So I understand why Jazelle is upset. To be honest, the messy one in this whole situation was Ashley. Because Ashley, you should have told them on the phone, don't fucking come. Because when you said 8 o'clock, when you went back to Jazelle after you told the girls on the phone, oh, we'll be here by 8 o'clock. When you told Jazelle and she said, well, they can be here by 8 o'clock, they shouldn't even come. They shouldn't even come. You should have called them back like, girl, don't come. Do not come. Giselle's not having it. But you didn't.
First and foremost, I've been to a GNA event. So I am staying here right now, watching Karen get her award. Sorry! Not sorry.
I get why. Yeah. So we see the girls get into the van and they're just like, oh, this is a lot. And Stacy's already like, she seems like she's very prim proper. She's very astute. You seem like she seems like she respects time, and I respect that about her. So they're over here trying to, get to both parties. So they get to Karen, they come in, hug, they see Key, they see Wendy, Wendy picks the girls up. But then they get in, do what they gotta do. They're going to GNA. So they're asking the driver how long it's gonna take for us to get there. He like, oh, we're gonna be there by 8. They said, cool, we good, we in there like swimmer. What the fuck is good? They get inside.
So what are we gonna say? Let's not say anything. I think we should go in and just be like, hey girls.
Yeah, they get inside. Jazelle catches them first, and she said, get out. She said, security, get out. She said, you're not about to do this. You came last minute. You're not about to benefit. Get out. I said, ooh. Now, the girls are just gagged. It says to be continued, but I did see the little special clip where the girls are gagged because it's just like, girl, you putting us out, and they're like, I've never been put out of an event.
We came to support you.
I've never been put out of an event. This is so trifling and ghetto. I've never been put out of an event. And one thing I would say about Jazelle is, especially on the show, this is the second incident that you have had at your event. And I think you would want to not have that stain of ghetto-ness around your events. But I agree with, I agree with Jazelle in the situation. I know. Shock. But like I said, I wouldn't have went, and I feel like first of all, we already know about CP time. Now, come on now, we already know about CP time, but I feel like they should have got there earlier and, supported Jazelle because they RSVP'd. A lot of them RSVP'd. Karen sent her shit out late. So Karen was being messy as fuck. Ashley was being messy. Always. I'm always going to throw Ashley on the bus. The fuck? But Ashley being messy because why didn't you tell them? You should have told them, but you didn't. But it was what it was, y'all. This was a good episode. I'm ready for episode 3. We see like Jazzy's about to over here buck up with Ashley, as you should. But y'all, like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you guys think, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.
Brian Keith, LG, Black Butte. Bet you didn't know we the Holy Trinity. Now let a God stop a y'all and bring your head here. Step into the room and get up in the bed. It tastes sweet, that's cause I'm good. It tastes sour cause I'm better than the hood. Cause I get you hyper when I'm running all around cause I excite ya. Let me talk real quick. You can't even get with the shit. You wanna go toe to toe with my flow? This American all I really ask me for. Now I got to go. Got